Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. In today's video, we are going to be talking about several different topics, whether it's about Aaron Judge finally getting some BP in, whether it's about Ohtani ignoring his teammate, some signs that he could possibly get traded, and what the Angels front office has to say. Not only that, but we've been hearing about Juan Soto, and what do the Padres have to say? Are they going to be sellers? We're definitely going to get into this right now.
If you do move Ohtani, what's that telling Mike Trout? You know, who are you going to go out and get? And if you do it, look, I understand it. We talked about it before, the Herschel Walker trade. But you can't get that wrong. If you're going to do it, you can't get it wrong. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. But you also don't want to be known as the owner that traded Ohtani.
No doubt.
Well, I got to tell you this. During my time playing for the Red Sox, there's one thing that I always keep in mind. I know I was going to face the Anaheim Angels at some point during the playoff because that was the type of team they have. But that team didn't count only with two players. It counted with more players. So they need to rebuild. And they have the biggest opportunity to go out there and get 3, 4, 5 players that can get that team to the promised land in the next couple of years. They're not going to sign Ohtani. We all know that. That guy going to be around $500, $600 million contract after this season. They can afford that. So what I would do, I would get prepared for the future because that's what the game is all about.
No one knows better than the Anaheim Angels ownership and front office whether or not they have a chance to sign him. We don't know that. We can assume, sit here and say we know what they're thinking. We don't know. But that's a tough predicament to be in.
But if you sign him, you're going to talk about $1 billion between two players.
Yeah.
At least. So I don't see a team doing that.
And arguably, KB, you can say these are the two best assets in the game. I mean, Ohtani is one of the greatest assets in sports. And unless you trust your front office today to move forward, then maybe there's Ohtani. But you got to have self-awareness. You haven't been good for the last 10 years, and you have an asset where you can go out and reload. And then when you have a guy like Theo Epstein that can rebuild it, he's done it in Boston, unfortunately. He's done it with the Cubs. And why not the Angels?
When we come back, more of Alex's plan to completely tear down the Angels and move them to Europe. Look forward to that.
So we got to hear the opinions of Derek Jeter, David Ortiz, and Alex Rodriguez regarding the Angels and Ohtani and what exactly should happen with Ohtani. Derek Jeter brought up some points about whether the Angels want to be known as a team that traded, this legendary player, it seems like, and whether they actually want to be that team that does that. Either way, Ohtani's not staying in the Angels, and this is just one more reason why he's not. Let's watch this clip.
出場します。
先頭バッターここ2イニングぐらいね、3イニングですか、続けてちょっと手こずってるなっていうところがあります。
And yes, you can say, it could be the language barrier, or he could just be like a Max Scherzer, just so focused in, he doesn't want to look at anyone. But Rendon is definitely giving him that fist bump right there because he knows that he's probably gotten it before in the past. And I just really think the dynamic of the Angels isn't doing it for Ohtani. We saw Ohtani compete. We saw him put it all out there against Trout, against USA, against every single team he competed for. He's a competitor. He wants to win. He wants to go out there and be in a winning environment. And Trout, that's so laid back out there, not demanding anything. You got Rendon that's not asking for anything and punching fans. So, that team is definitely not Ohtani's go-to anymore. And you can see it with that clip. I mean, you can have your opinion on his relationship with Trout, but at the end of the day, Ohtani wanted to beat up Trout. He wanted to say, who's the best player here? Ohtani wants to be in a winning environment, and the Angels are not it. Based on John Morosi, this is what the Angels are thinking. Sources tell me that the Angels front office will consider incoming trade inquiries for Shohei Ohtani. The club is not ruling out the possibility of a deadline deal, even though the standard to move Ohtani is extraordinarily high. The team's performance over the upcoming homestand will be a big consideration in the Angels' ultimate course. At this point, many in the industry still view a trade as unlikely. So, of course, it's going to take your whole farm to get an Ohtani. And can the Yankees do it? Of course they can. but they're going to have to give up a lot of players. And that's going to be the thing that Cashman has never really done. He doesn't give up players. But will the team around Cashman recommend it? That will be the big difference maker here. You're going to need to let go of Volpe. You're going to need to let go of Austin Wells, Dominguez, Arias. Like any prospect that's worth anything, you're going to need to give them up in order to get Ohtani, because you're getting 2 players in one. And yes, of course, it's a rental, but damn, it's going to take a lot.
I think the Angels, KB, win a world championship in 5 years if they do this. First, you trade Ohtani. Then you trade Trout. And you try to get 5 or 6 players, load up with first rounders, and the next thing that you have to do is bring in a guy like Theo Epstein, give him ownership, and let him run the shop. And that move has to come first and then follow up. I don't think you have the time, but that would be the move.
So the first move is to trade Ohtani, and then Trout, then you sell the team, and then you move out of Anaheim. In that order.
Not only that, but I kind of agree with A-Rod. I agree the fact that the Angels should just start over, take all the prospects they can and build back up, and in 5 years, maybe they can be something. Because at the end of the day, they're not doing it for Trout. Trout should ask for a trade and just go if he really wants to win. But in my opinion, I don't think Trout has it in him to really want to be out there competing. He's just happy with where he's at, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm sure you know people that are just satisfied with where they are in life. And, he's doing pretty good in his life. $400 million, hey, can you blame him? He just wants to play there. He's fine. He's happy. Maybe he doesn't want to win, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, Ohtani does. And whatever team will get Ohtani, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. And the Angels, I'm sure they're going to consider all of the trades. They're going to consider and look into it and ask for more and more. Because I don't think Ohtani just wants to be there anymore.
There's one thing that I always keep in mind. I know I was going to face the Anaheim Angels at some point during the playoff because that was the type of team they have. But that team didn't count only with 2 players. It counted with more players. So they need to rebuild. And they have the biggest opportunity to go out there and get 3, 4, 5 players that can get that team to the promised land in the next couple of years. They're not going to sign Ohtani. We all know that. That guy going to be around $500, $600 million contract after this season. They can afford that. So what I would do, I would get prepared for the future because that's what the game is all about.
And David Ortiz does bring up a good point where it takes more than just one player to really get to the playoffs or to win it all. It's a team environment. It's not going to take Ohtani and Trout to win it all. We saw how much of a failure that was because there needs to be other players around. And I think the Angels really do have to take what A-Rod is saying, maybe get a different GM, someone that can actually go there and rebuild everything. Because right now, yeah, even if you have your top 2 best players ever in the game, it's not enough. Talking about another superstar player, we got to think of Juan Soto. The Padres are definitely right now not considering trading anything or being sellers. But these next few weeks could change that. And that's what it all takes, right? Same thing with the Angels. They're going to see where they're at. I think most of the time they're just saying that, obviously, for their fans to keep hope. But they're probably going to be sellers, the Padres and the Angels. And the Padres, for sure, could look at this as getting their prospects back in a sense because they gave up a lot to get them from the Washington Nationals. So you can expect they're going to ask for a lot back. And Juan Soto going to the Yankees, I mean, definitely that's something Derek Jeter recommended. Is it possible? Yes, I would say it's more possible than a Shohei Ohtani because Shohei is going to take a lot. Whatever you're going to give Juan Soto, you got to double it for a Shohei Ohtani, and I don't see the Angels getting finesse because I just don't see it. You get 2 players in one right there compared to just Juan Soto, who's just going to be an outfielder, and a good hitter. But they did say that if they are not in the position they want to be at, they're definitely going to be sellers, and that is what's the good news. Juan Soto is probably going to be shipped off to some other team as long as they can get some solid prospects back, obviously. Now, talking about outfielders and stars, we have our own Aaron Judge for the Yankees, and he made some BP appearances. He started hitting the ball.
Aaron Judge, for the first time in a long time, in the cage, hitting the first time since that injury when he ran into the wall at Dodger Stadium. Still a lot of hurdles that Judge needs to pass, but certainly making progress, a step in the right direction. He spoke in the clubhouse and said the toe is not healed, but it's making progress. He wouldn't say that there's really pain in there, but it is a ligament that has not yet healed. He is wearing a special orthotic in his right shoe to try to alleviate some of the pressure on the toe and make sure that it doesn't go too far with specific movements. He also did some running in the outfield. They'll see how he feels tomorrow, and the Yankees will progress from there. Now, Aaron Boone was peppered with questions about Aaron Judge. Any timetable, any thought on when he might potentially go on a rehab assignment? And Aaron Boone essentially continuing to toe the line, saying we're taking it one day at a time. He's making progress right now. The organization is happy about that. But as far as when you're going to see him in pinstripes again, that still remains to be seen.
They even asked him if there's a timeline for him coming back. He said, yeah, we're getting close. And he felt something while hitting BP, but he wouldn't say it was pain. He felt something. It's not encouraging to hear that because we know he's going to be suffering from that toe injury for a while, and it's not something that'll just go away. Could he come back injured and maybe, 50 to 75% of himself? Yes. But how much good will that do for us? I mean, definitely it'll be an improvement to what we've been seeing now that the Yankees hit last place and we lost against the Rockies. And yeah, that wasn't good. So now we're tied with the Boston Red Sox for last place, and that is horrible. The Yankees really need to shake things up. Or, at the end of the day, what are we doing here? We're tied with the Boston Red Sox. Really? The Red Sox? Come on. But anyways, Judge coming back and maybe having some BP hits or whatever is a good sign. How close is he? I mean, there were sources saying that he could possibly be back sooner than we think, based on Aaron Boone's brother, So that could be something, and they're not telling us that he's going to come back, but, half, like not fully recovered. And I could see that with an Aaron Judge because he's a competitor. I think it really depends if Judge does not come back before the trade deadline or fully himself, then the Yankees are going to make a big move for sure. But if Judge comes back, I don't know if the Yankees are going to make that big move for a Juan Soto or a Shohei Ohtani because they'll just wait for a Shohei Ohtani in the offseason, and Juan Soto, they can wait for him to become a free agent as well later on. But at the end of the day, it all depends on Judge and whether Judge will get back. If the Yankees go past the trade deadline without a Judge, I mean, it's over. I don't see the Yankees really coming back. Unless this hitting coach is a wizard and can make these guys hit, then we got something going. But hopefully that's the case. But let me know your thoughts down below regarding Ohtani, Soto, what the guys from Fox had to say. And what do you think of that video of Ohtani ignoring Rendon? That, for me, right there just said the whole vibe of the clubhouse of Ohtani being there. But I'd take that attitude in New York, and let's go out there and win some World Series. But let me know your thoughts down below. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I come out with Yankees and MLB content, and I'll see you guys next time.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.